And so it seems that Luke focuses, who is the author of the book of Acts, focuses on the giving of Barnabas and the giving of Ananias and Sapphira. And he contrasts the two. Barnabas gave freely. He sold his plot of land and he gave whatever he had to the common purse to help the poor. And then obviously this was applauded, this was noticed. And Ananias and Sapphira said, oh, that looks good, I think we'll have a go. But they weren't really as genuine as Barnabas was. Ananias and Sapphira sold some possessions, and they only gave part of it. And they didn't have to give any of it, but they only gave part of it. But they made out as if they gave it all. They wanted public esteem. They wanted to take their bow at the applause. They wanted to shake their hands in feigned humility, say, oh, no, it's nothing really. We just did what we could. And the truth was, as Peter made it plain, they were under no obligation to sell their possession, no obligation to part with any of their proceeds. And that wasn't their sin. Their sin was that they lied because they could not admit that they hadn't given all. Now, their deaths are a terrible warning about giving. It's a dangerous thing to give in the offering, my friend. But the truth is that Israel's story began with God's rejection of Cain's gift, given in a wrong way with the wrong spirit. So the story of the church begins with God's rejection of a couple whose giving was unacceptable to him. And so we need to know that this is not to be played with. It's not to be trifled with. When we worship God like this, we worship him in honesty and reality. Remember, we're talking about worship in spirit and truth. Now, we know that the early church faced many problems in this area. There are whole problems with giving. It's not something that is easy. And the distribution of funds. Money is never simple and straightforward, friends, because it raises so much of the human personality. I remember being told that one psychiatrist was convinced, he was a psychologist, and he was convinced that what motivated people was money. He was asked, what is the greatest motivation of the human spirit, the human heart? He said, money. Money motivates. And what a tragedy it is that that's so true. And because money motivates, along with money comes ambition, comes greed, comes domination. And people think that by owning money, getting money, they're going to get happy. I wouldn't want to take a poll here, but most times I've done this, people have admitted. And they wouldn't have denied the idea that to have a bit more money would make them a bit more happy.